I just want to say a quick welcome back to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscription button right in red. You can't miss it. A quick thank you for every single person that has been supporting the channel, helping me grow the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. But without any more yapping, let's just hop into the video. I recently had a brow story up on my channel. If you had not watched it already, why haven't you watched it? I will go ahead and link that in the description box down below, so go ahead and click on that right when you're done with this. I think it's only fair that since I did have a brow story time that we go ahead and actually talk about my actual updated eyebrow routine. I know there's a lot of routines on the internet. Everybody has one on their channel. You guys are sick of seeing everybody paint brows and draw concealer around it. You know, I totally understand. But why is this the best eyebrow routine for 2020? I feel like everybody's eyebrow is different. Everybody's eyebrow demands different things. There's a lot of people that are still using the wrong products for the wrong type of brow. So I have broken it down for you. Besides being a hairstylist, I am also a makeup artist. I've been doing makeup for more than 5 years. So I am very well aware. Let's enter 2020 with the best brows yet. Let's go.
Yeah. Now you the blessed fine bubble with fine wifey and fine baby. You the bless me on a regular.
So let's talk about some hair removal options. When it comes to removing, you can do waxing, threading, tweezing, or plucking, like some like to say. You can do shaving or even hair removal creams. There's so many out there on the market. Just be careful. Some are more painful than others. It comes down to tolerance and preference, but I always recommend these services with a tint. A tint is something that's supposed to enhance your eyebrows, basically make them look a little more defined and bold. I highly recommend this, but I recommend that you get the tint first and then get your hair removal service after. It does tint the skin a little bit, but that's the beauty of it because you don't have to fill them in for a week, sis. Okay, so with that being said, I did have this service done about 3 weeks ago, so they're fading out nicely. But let's talk about what you can actually use at home. The razor is what I'll be using today. I'll be showing you guys how I tend to achieve my clean brow look at home if I'm not gonna wax it or anything like that. First, I like to start in the middle, and as you can see, I don't like to part them too far. That's something I feel like I see a lot, and people tend to bring them way too far in, too far. So I always like to make sure that it's about 1 finger width apart. Probably most likely my middle finger because my fingers are chubby. And as you can see, I clean under the brow bone and voila. So when it comes to the top, I always like to do this with a very light hand because the last thing you want to do is take another chunk out of your eyebrow. Like, oh good lord, let's not go there, right? So comb it down, and then with a very light hand, I like to work my way down and meet the heavy spot on the eyebrow. Be very careful, have a very clear mirror, please, okay? So after everything, I love to grab my little scissor. You can find that at the dollar store. If not, Five Below, it's got you, you know. Go ahead and trim them, and that makes all the difference in the world, I promise you. So go ahead and do the second eyebrow. Well, let's talk about concealing, shall we? So today, to kind of conceal and highlight a little bit, I'm going to be using the LA Colors contour stick. The dark one is in medium and the light one is in light. So I usually tend to go for the medium because it's literally my skin tone. I don't even know. Literally best match I've ever seen. So I usually like to use that to clean up right under my brow. This is perfect for those days you literally don't want to wear a full face. You want to look put together, but you ain't trying to do too much work. And when it comes to blending, I love to use a Real Techniques brush. I love that one because it is at an angle and it really blends nicely right in that corner under my eyebrow. I love it. You can use whatever is comfortable for you. You don't have to use this Real Techniques brush. So if you're not a part of the girls that just love to keep it simple, just trim their eyebrows and tint it, that is absolutely okay. Let's talk about eyebrow products that you can actually use to fill and enhance your eyebrows as they are. I will be talking about pomade today, Makeup Revolution pomade. I am not a fan. Pomade in general, I'm not a fan. They're dry, they're hard to work with. I mean, a little goes a long way, but they're just annoying. I think this is perfect though for somebody who's just starting out. I feel like it really gets you working in a sense. So I think it is perfect for beginners. But if you are a brow expert, don't use pomade. Don't use pomade. Recently, when it comes to concealer, I've been using the Can't Stop Won't Stop concealers for my eyebrows. I will be using the darker one in cappuccino, and the lighter one is actually in golden. I usually tend to go for the golden under my eyebrows, but for brow video purposes, I will be using the cappuccino under my eyebrow today. And as you can see, again, I'll be using my Real Techniques brush to blend everything out. And there you go. For our second option, we will be doing powder. So powders come in different colors. It is really more of your choice, how your hair is, you know, maybe your look, what you're going for. But I always recommend powder for those people who do have eyebrow hair, but have gaps, spaces, and it's sparse. You know what I mean? It is perfect to kind of shade and fill in, as you'll see me doing right now. I actually love using powder. You're just gonna see why in just a minute. Compare both. You have pomade on your left, you have powder on your right. I mean, come on. Come on. So let's talk about eyebrow pencils, shall we? I'll be using the NYX eyebrow powder pencil in black, and then I'll be using the Wet n Wild pencil in brown. Again, it comes down to preference, but I highly recommend pencil for those people who have very little eyebrow hair to work with. Maybe you've overplucked throughout the years, maybe God knows what happened to them, but you don't have eyebrow hair and you need to create one. This is perfect. Also, it's nice and creamy, so it sticks to the skin very nicely. When drying with the black, you need to master eyebrows before you use black. I don't recommend it if you're starting out. Don't do it. Use brown. Use brown, please. Otherwise, you're going to be looking crazy, okay? But if you have mastered it, black, I think is very beautiful, especially if you have like very dark hair and you know, that whole vibe is really nice. So as you're gonna see me doing, very light hand, I repeat, do not overfill the front, please, 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 please. Otherwise you're gonna look boxy. If that's what you're going for, fine, but again, I don't recommend. But after concealing, as you can see, it is so neat. So we're gonna do the brown on the right, and same concept goes. Lightly fill, draw your line from the bottom, and then go ahead and do the top, fill in. Make sure you start from middle to end and then work your way up on the front. Be very careful. We don't want boxy brows in the front. Go ahead and conceal, and you are finished. Here is your comparison. What do you guys think? I personally love the brown, but again, comes down to preference. Do what is best for you. So last but definitely not least, I will be using mascara. You heard me right, I said mascara. I will be using black CoverGirl mascara on the left, and I will be using an actual brow gel thing, whatever, on the right, and that one is in brown. I think this option is perfect again for my girls that are very simple and you don't want to do too much. You don't want to buy, you know, you want to get one thing and get two uses out of it for your lashes and your brows. You know what? You do what you got to do, girl. So here you have it. I am using mascara on the left, and you're gonna see the payoff in just a moment. I do recommend concealer with this though, otherwise they're gonna look too bushy. If that is what you're going for, again, perfect. If not, definitely do use concealer to clean them up. It gives it much more of a neater look, very intentional, and nobody's gonna even know what you use, okay? But I do recommend that it is not a brand new bottle, maybe half used, half dry, you know, that whole thing. When it comes down to concealer brushes, there are so many options. You can use your concealer straight from the tube with the applicator, or get a brush as you see me doing right now. I know that the brush I'm using right now is kind of a hype. We're not going for the angled brushes anymore, apparently. This one has more of like a curved edge, and it's perfect for that arch area. I think it works beautifully. Now here's your comparison. You have your mascara on the left, you have your brow mascara on the right. What do you guys think? Well, so you made it to the end of the video. If you did enjoy my video, I would love to have you join the Blossomtology family. Go ahead and click that subscription button now, and don't forget your bell so that you'll be notified every single time when I do post. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching the video again. I will see you guys when I come back. Bye.